Hi guys, my name is Josh and welcome back to Philippine Finance online course. So last time, we talked about what you need in order to succeed in life. And meron tayong two main things na emphasize doon, which is financial education and financial execution. One of the very, very fundamental and easy execution you can do is by saving money. Right? Kasi, ang pagsasave ng pera, discipline yun eh. And it's very important that we start our financial execution with saving money. So, today, we're going to talk about 5 proven ways to save money. We have to understand what goes into your mind so that you become successful in saving money. Kailangan natin matrace sa mga actions natin sa mga behavior natin. So, we need to know why we're not able to save money and why we're still in debt or why we're still not earning more. So, we need to know our actions. Kailangan natin alam kung saan ba nagsimula ang root cause ng mga ito. Right? So, ito yung mga questions ko sa inyo. What do you do when you receive your income? Sabi nila, uy, pumasok na. Yun yung sa office eh. So, pumasok na yung sahod. What do you do immediately? Right? For some, they think right away about how to spend their money. Right? Paano ko ba ito igasto? Kailangan kong bayaran yung rent. Kailangan ko bayaran yung mga electric bill, yung mga ibang bills. But, if you want to really save money, then what you need to do, save 20 or 10%, at least 10%, right away. And then, the rest is what you need to budget. Right? That's for your bills, for your lifestyle. Another question. What do you do when you receive your bonus? For the most people, hindi pa nga nila na-receive yung 13th month nila, nakasangla na. Di ba? Parang umuutang sila kasi ang pambayad nila yung 13th month. O kaya, meron na silang allocation for 13th month. Bibili ko ng iPhone, bibili ko ng gadget, bibili ko ng ganito, ganyan. But, rarely you can hear people say, ano bang ginagawa mo sa 13th month mo? I-invest ko sa stock market or sa mutual funds or I will buy life insurance or healthcare insurance or isa-save ko. You rarely hear people. I know it's important to reward ourselves, right? Because it's a year-long na hard work. But what's also important is to be mindful how you are spending your money. What do you do when you get a raise? When you become, supervisor or manager, most of the time, tumataas din yung way of living natin or standard of living. 'Di ba? Kasi, of course, supervisor na ako, I have to dress like one. Or manager na ako, I have to have my own car. Well, okay naman yun, of course. No? I'm not against it. But, if you really want to maximize your money, then you maintain your lifestyle. Although you've gotten a raise. If you're earning 20,000 and then you got a raise 30,000 na, still maintain your 20,000 lifestyle para meron kang 10,000 na buffer money. So it's very important kasi nangyari din to sa akin and I must share to you, I was earning this much and then when I move out from that company and then I started working online, I've more than quadrupled my income and it was such a sudden raise. You know what I did? I maintained my lifestyle like this although my income was like this. So that I could have more money to invest, more money to buy assets, more money to save. What do you do when you don't make enough? Do you just sit there and complain na kulang yung kita namin, maliit lang ang sahod? Or juggle 2 jobs. One full-time, one part-time. Kung gusto mong magtrabaho and then at the same time you also have a business, then that's good. Right? Basta, yung importante is, when you think you're not making enough, then you need to find a way to make more. So it's very important that we know what we are doing with our money, especially when we receive our income or bonus, we get a raise, or if we're not making enough. Okay? So, saan napupunta yung pera mo? When we receive our money, what we always do is bayad dito, bayad doon, bayad sa utang, bayad sa lahat, bills and all. And then, if merong matira, savings. Diba? So that's income minus expenses equals savings. But the question is, meron bang natitira sa pera natin? In that scenario, can we still save? For the most part, we can't. Kasi, we're tempted to spend first. When we receive our money, bayad kay Meralco, o bayad sa PLDT, Smart, bayad sa credit card, Visa, Starbucks konti, di ba? Kain sa Jollibee, go to the malls, SM, Ayala. Yun yung parating ginagawa natin. Every payday, every 15th and 30th, or last day of the month, ang mall talagang puno, yung mga restaurants, even traffic. You can see that meron talagang pattern ng behavior ng mga tao. Sabi nga ni Warren Buffett, do not save what is left after spending, but spend what is left after saving. When we receive our income, we need to save first. Right? Income mo 20,000, you need to save 20%. So, income mo 20,000, take 4,000, put it to the bank, and then the rest, 16,000, that's when you spend for your needs. When I was starting to save, it really felt good. Right? Because after pag-receive ko ng pera ko, withdraw ko sa ATM, I put 20% of my income on the saving side. And then, I keep it to another bank, which I can't withdraw right away. Para hindi talaga ako matempt. So, when I started doing that, it became addictive. Parang, I'm so excited to look forward to the payday because I want to save money. Okay? Saving the right way is income minus tithe and savings equals expenses and lifestyle. So, right when you receive your income, get 20% for your savings. And then, if you believe in tithes, then 10% also for tithes. The rest, 70%, that's for your expenses, for your needs, for your bills. And then, if you have, extra a little, then lifestyle. Yung mga things na nice to have lang. Like, siguro, you pamper yourself a little. Just a little, not too much, okay? Too many people are indulging too much on lifestyle. I'm not against rewarding yourself, like I said, but if you think that you really need to save money, then you might reconsider your spending lifestyle. So this is the prosperity formula. So you have to pay yourself first. That's the very core of it. This is your own money, right? You've earned this. You've exchanged your expertise, your efforts, and your time. Kaya it's just right that when you receive your income, you pay yourself first. You save the money. Kasi it's your money anyway, right? So it's just right that you save money. It's just right that you pay yourself first. The money you're making is a result of your hard work, and it is only right you take what's yours. So pay yourself first by taking a portion of your income for savings. And when you need some money in the future, you can take it from your savings fund. Change your mindset from spender to saver. Spending is a habit, and so is saving. So, it's up to you na kung gusto mong i-develop yung spending habit or saving habit. Why we need to save money? Because saving money is an emergency cushion. May nangyari sa bahay nyo, then you can repair the house. Maybe out of the pocket medical expenses or sudden loss of income. What's happening right now, maraming nawawalan ng trabaho. So, if you have savings, then you have a safety cushion. Then you have an emergency cushion. Second is for your retirement. If you intend to retire someday, you will probably need savings or investments to take the place of the income you'll no longer get from your job. Kasi when you're 60, you're no longer able to go to work. So you're no longer able to make money or income. So that's why when you retire and you have enough savings, then you can retire comfortably, right? Kasi you have enough money. The average life expectancy is going up, right? With more advances in medicine and public health, people are now living longer and needing more money to get by. Kasi if we live longer, we need more money to spend for our needs. Kasi kakain tayo eh. And then meron pa tayong medical expenses. And by the time you're 60, every 10 years, the medical expenses would have gotten double, right? Magiging twice na siya as expensive. So, kailangan nating paghandaan when we get older. Volatility of Social Security. Social Security was never intended to be primary source of income and should be treated as a supplement to income. Many people, they rely on Social Security. If you really look at the what's happening sa SSS ngayon, sa Pag-ibig, the numbers are not good, right? So when you're here in Philippines, it's a third world country, the numbers aren't good. So I wouldn't, hindi ako magre-rely dito sa SSS, right? This is something that you can use as a supplementary. Kumbaga, pagdagdag lang to. So when you're older, you really need to have another source of income aside from the SSS that you're getting pension from. So it's very important that we set aside some money today so that in the future, we have some money to spend. Education, the cost of private and public education are rising every year, and it's getting tougher to meet these demands. You know what? The school I went to in high school, I just found out that they just doubled their tuition fee. Like, doubled. And I'm so shocked, like, I'm still young. So in such a short period of time, they've doubled their tuition fee. And I'm like, wow. So how much more when my son starts to go to school? Bata pa yung anak ko and I'm thinking it might be triple or quadruple na by then. So talagang kailangan natin paghandaan yung education kasi it's very important. Saving money is necessary. It's not an option. It's a necessity. For some people, saving money is only an option, but that's not the case. It's not an option. It's a must. We really need to save money. No questions about it. It's an absolute requirement. So without money, putting away in savings and investment, you open yourself up to risk. We save because we can't predict the future. We save money so that, it can help you become financially secure and provide a safety net in case of an emergency. Yun eh. So kaya financial education is a must. For some, parang nagiging option lang, right? But if you really think about it, financial education is not an option. It's a must. Okay? While many people think financial education is only for the wealthy, the truth is those who do not earn much are the ones who need it most. Sabi nila, yung financial planning para lang sa mayaman, yung need of financial advisors para lang sa mayaman. No, that's very wrong in so many levels. We need financial education, we need financial planning, we need financial advisors. Kahit maliit lang yung sahod mo, kahit maliit lang yung sweldo mo, all the more you need financial planning. All the more you need financial education. When you've made more money, then you already know how to manage your money. Kung sino pa nga hindi sapat yung kinikita, sila pa yung ayong matuto paano kumahawak ng pera. It's very funny. Sir, kasi pinanganak na kaming mahirap, so ganito na talaga kami. No! You have to break that cycle from your family. If your family came from poverty, you have to be the one who will, uplift your family, take your family out from poverty, and become successful. Question, solusyon ba ang pera? To be honest, hindi lahat nasusolusyonan ng pera. Pero aminin mo, kung may pera ka at may problema ka, mas malaki yung chance mo na masolve yung mga problema mo kasi meron kang panggastos. Of course, hindi naman lahat nasusolusyonan ng pera, but one way or another, money is influencing or involved. Money working for you. Most of us put hundreds of hours each year to earn most of our money. If you work 8 hours a day, 5 days a week, 21 days a month, 12 months a year, if you calculate all the hours you've put, hundreds of hours of work to earn your money. But when you have savings and stash funds in the right places, your money starts working for you, right? So over the time, you'll need to work less and less, and your money works more and more. And eventually, you might be able to stop working altogether. So that's why we're working, because one day, we want to not work anymore and focus on what we're passionate about, what we love to do, what we want to spend most of our time. What does it mean to have your money working for you? When you're first starting to save, you want to put your money somewhere safe, diba? And then later, of course, you can invest your money in stocks, mutual funds, while making sure that you're managing the risk. Okay? So, ideally, when you're starting to save, put it sa bank muna. Save yung money mo sa bank. But after that, you really also have to, invest your money, grow your money, right? Take action now. So you will always have an excuse not to save or invest. No matter what your excuse is, one thing is for sure. You're growing old. If you're not saving today, 1 year later, you're 1 year older. And then 1 year becomes 5 years, and then becomes 10 years, and then you find yourself, it's been 10 years. Hindi ka pa nag-start nag-save, hindi ka pa nag-invest. Diba? I've talked to a lot of people way back when I was younger and told them, mag-invest kayo. And then right now, they approach me and they still tell me that they haven't started invested yet. And I'm like, it's already like what, 5 years later? And you still haven't invested? You're growing old and your money is not growing. So you need to really take action now, right? It's just a matter of taking action. No matter what your excuse is, you will need more money, especially in the future, right? So take action. No matter what your excuse is, you will eventually retire and stop working. We can't stop time so that we don't grow old. We can't stop, the need for more money because prices are going up. You can't stop our retirement because we're all going there. So we need to start right now. Take action. Now, this is the main thing. The 5 proven ways to save money. The number 1 that I want to share with you is what we call as the incremental saving plan, commonly known as 52-week Ipon challenge. So the concept is simple. Start the year off by saving an amount of money. Example, you start at 50 pesos. And in your second week, you need to add the same amount on top of the base amount when you started. And then, so in a year, there are 52 weeks. Start the year right. Start at 50 pesos or maybe 20 pesos. 20 pesos is a good number. 20 pesos this week, next week, 20 pesos plus another 20 pesos, that's 40 pesos. Next week, 60 pesos, so on until the rest of the 52 weeks in a year. So if you start at 50, then by the end of the year, you would have saved 68,000 pesos. Wow, that's almost 70,000. Next is the coin-based or bill-based saving. So this type of saving is based on coin or bill. Basically, you're only saving a coin or a bill so that it would be more consistent on your part. Parang nagiging new siya sa paningin natin. Kaya I started banking on the fact that it can change my habit of saving. You can start by doing the 20 peso. And also the 200 pesos is a new, bill, right? We only have 100 and 500 before and 1,000. So 200 is new to our eyes. So it's also a good start. It's also a good way to develop a habit. Next is of course the percentage saving. So based from your current income, you can start by saving 10-20%. If you're earning 20,000, you can save 2,000 to 4,000 a month. Okay, 10 to 20%. So so far this has been very effective for me, right? Because what I developed, as a habit throughout the year is to really take a portion of my money for savings. Right when I receive it from my bank, talagang I always save at least 20%. Okay? If you can see, I have 3 bank accounts. One is for the income. So, lahat ng money in ko dito napupunta. The second is for emergency. So, if anything happens, dito ako magwe-withdraw. The third is for savings. Right? Fourth one is piggy bank saving, which is the most old-fashioned way. So, allocate an amount of money of your daily expenses. When you get home, all the money should go straight to the piggy bank. So, this is also very effective for me. When I, get home, I check my pockets, I check my bag for all the loose change or everything na parang extra ko. So even if it's just 5 pesos or 10 pesos, even 3 pesos, it's okay. As long as you're making that a habit. For example, merong free lunch sa office or merong nag-birthday. So you don't have to spend for lunch. That's the time na malaki-laki yung masasave mo. So maybe you can save 50 or 100. Lastly is the break a habit saving challenge. I have a friend and he used to be a chain smoker. He found an app and recorded how much he was saving when he started quitting smoke. It turns out that he can actually save 35,000 pesos a year just because he's no longer smoking, right? Just because nag-quit na siya sa pagyoyosi. I want to start this challenge to you guys, no? And if you have a bad habit of smoking, bad habits of binge eating, bad habit of spending online shopping, let's break that habit and let's see how much money we are saving. If we break a bad habit so that we can save money, then it's win-win. We save money and we break a bad habit. So this is really great, and I want to start this as a challenge. No? Now, is your financial situation difficult to understand? So let's make it easy. This is the story of your life. The X-curve concept, it involves two lines that run opposite directions. One line from ground to up, and then one line from up to down. In the X-curve concept, the only way you can bring down your financial responsibility is, of course, you bring up your wealth or build up your wealth. Right? It's the only way. When you're younger, we have high responsibility, right? Mataas yung responsibility in terms financially kasi kailangan natin ma-secure yung family natin, kailangan natin magbayad ng mga rent, yung mga bills, kailangan natin provide ng family natin. So mataas yung responsibility natin. And we usually start at zero or wala tayong savings, or even for some may utang. Our goal is to increase our wealth so that we can decrease our responsibility. And so, let's say you have a 3 million responsibility and you start at zero. If you start saving and then maybe you have saved 1 million already, then your responsibility from 3 million goes down to 2 million. Right? You following? And then later on you've saved 2 million, then your responsibility went down to 1 million. And then eventually save 3 million so that your responsibility is zero. Meaning you no longer have financial responsibility because this time you're older and you're more secure, and this is already living on interest. Money working for you. Okay? So, of course, when you're younger, it's less secure, but as we get older, we need to build our wealth so that we can lower our responsibilities and become more secure to a point that we're living on interest. And that's the ultimate goal. LOI. Living on interest. Okay? Now there are 3 levels to achieve financial freedom. First level is man at work. Second level is man and money at work. And third level is money at work. Question is, at what level are you right now? Okay? For the most people, man at work. For some, man and money at work. And only a few people are on the stage of money at work. And your goal is not just to arrive there, but to stay there. Man at work. You start working, right? At some point you start working, and then you exchange your time, energy, and expertise for money. Yet, for most people, they're stuck there. A lot of people, they're stuck there because they're not saving money, they're not investing money. That's why they get stuck at working. All their life, they have to work. So, this is the reason why we need to understand our finances and become or make wiser financial decisions. Second is man and money at work. So while working, you need to save money for your investing. Okay? Because you cannot work forever. Now, there will come a time that you will no longer have the energy to perform the task at your work. You need to save money so that your money starts working for you. And this is the very reason why we need to invest our money so that it can become a source of income when we can no longer work. Level 3 is money at work. This is the ultimate goal in achieving financial freedom. If you have invested enough money, you can generate money more than your employer can pay you. You decide to quit your job and focus more on making money and investments. You call yourself living on interest. Okay? At this point, you already have multiple passive income streams. That's the goal. So do you know how money works? Is there a formula for amassing of wealth? So do you use money to its full potential? Do you know how you're getting taxed and how you can possibly lessen your taxes in a legal way? So there's what we call as compounding interest. And this was um, formulated by, of course, none other than Albert Einstein. And he said that the money works in compounding interest. Okay, so it is considered the mightiest force ever unleashed in amassing of wealth. So the compounding interest is computed through the rule of 72. It's called the rule of 72. It will show you how your money doubles given a rate of return over a period of time. So let's put it in numbers, okay? X is the rate of return. 72, like I said, is constant, and N is the number of years your money doubles. So according to rule of 72, 72 divided by X, which is the rate of return, equals the number of years your money will double. Right? So 72 divided by interest rate equals the number of years your money doubles. Okay? Now, let's say you have 10,000 pesos and you want to know how or when you can double your 10,000 pesos. So you put it in a bank, right? And the bank gives you 1%. So, by rule of 72, 72 divided by 1, which is 1%, equals 72 years. So congratulations, your 10,000 will become 20,000 in 72 years if you put it in the bank at 1%. Well, if you put your money at 4%, siguro mga co-op, 72 divided by 4 is 18. So your money will double every 18 years. So you start at 29 with 100,000, it becomes 200,000 at 47 after 18 years. Another 18 years, it becomes 400,000. Okay? At 12%, your money doubles every 6 years. So your goal is to get the interest rate as high as possible. Now, at age 29, you invested 100,000 with 12%. After 6 years, you're 35, you already have 200,000. At 41, 400, 47, 800, so on until you're 65, you have 6.4 million. What's the difference between 4% and 12%? 6 million difference. So that's the power of compounding interest. When you have a higher yield, you have a higher rate of return. Do you know why banks are the biggest institutions? Well, they invest your money in a higher rate of return. So when you put your money in the bank, they don't just leave it in the vault. They put your money in other investment vehicles that earns them more than what they promised you. And so, parang in essence, ginagamit nila yung pera mo to make them money. Diba? So, do not put all your money in the bank because it's only advisable for emergency fund. You have to put your money sa investment vehicles where you can earn possibly 10, 12%, 15%, or even higher. No? So, it's very important that we know this kasi the bank is no longer safe for safekeep sa money. Pwera na lang siguro sa emergency fund and pasangtabi doon sa mga nag-work sa bank. But if you want to save money, don't just save money but also invest your money. So your money is not growing in the bank kasi back in 1984, if you put your money in the bank, you could earn 21.17%. So, you have 100,000 in the bank, by the end of the year, you have 121,000. That's how much yield they gave back in 1984. But back in 2014, it's as low as 1.22%. Right now, the banks only give you less than 1%. So, yung sinasabi ko kanina, 72 divided by 1% with the bank, 72 years, mag-double yung money. Right now, if you use that formula, rule of 72, the bank only gives you 0.25 to 0.5%. So that's 72 divided by, let's say, 0.5, 144 years. You have to really know the numbers. You have to be wise in your financial decisions. Okay? So save to invest, not to spend. Right? Kasi the biggest mistake you can do to your savings is to just spend it. Right? Remember the reason why you got into saving in the first place is to keep a portion of your income. Spending that savings only defeats the purpose. Okay? And if you must spend your savings, then spend it on assets, not liabilities. I heard a friend, sabi niya, I'm so proud of myself kasi ang laki-laki na ng savings ko. Malapit na akong makabili ng iPhone. I was like, wait, are you saving to buy iPhone? So, oo. Eh, ano pa naman, parang, what other reason should I, for saving? What, I was thinking, okay, so she's saving to spend, right? But there's nothing wrong with spending your money. It's your money anyway. But, as a financial planner, as a financial professional, I would really implore you to save your money so that you can invest, not spend, right? Because the act of saving is keeping that money, right? And growing that money. And if you spend it on liabilities, then it's not keeping that money, right? That's why if you must spend, then spend it on assets. Okay? Maximize your money. Your money is not growing in the bank, and it's best you invest it to where it can grow. Did you know that there is an investment program in the Philippines that does not collect tax? That's right. There's a way to invest your money without being taxed. Yung regulation natin dito, it's not that strict, and I think they haven't submitted any bill to tax us. Okay? So find out about that in our next discussion called the New Solutions in a Fast Changing World. So thank you so much for listening, and I'll see you on the next video.